Welcome back to the channel, guys. You are joining Jason Pizzino on the Crypto Byte channel. You know what to do. Go over and hit subscribe and then hit the little bell icon so that you get the updates for all the videos that are coming out every few hours. Check them out there. We can see what you're interested in. There's a lot of stuff going on with Lisk and Electronium, I should say, lately, and then also the movement on Litecoin, which I've been covering in my technical analysis videos. Also, we can see all the comments that are coming through here. There's new subscribers that are coming through all the time, and we are getting back to your comments. So if you've got some things that you'd like to say, you know, some questions to ask, hit us up in the comments section down below, and one of us here at the channel will get back to you. We've got a few of us, if you haven't noticed, and yeah, we're just getting them videos out to you. So today's video, I wanted to talk about the Bitcoin position. I want to update that. The last video I put out was maybe a day and a half ago, and I think it's important at this period in the market just to give us an update, to go through it, just see how we're tracking, see if what we're seeing in the market is playing out the way we had anticipated, and if our plans, you know, our action plans, you know, up, down, or sideways, are taking effect. You know, like we've got them ready to go. You know, our action plans ready to take on the war in Bitcoin and everyone else that's trading out there. So first up, I'll jump over the cryptocurrency market cap. Have a quick look at this. We're at 510 billion. Yesterday when we were doing our video, we were at around 485 billion. So we have seen a reasonable increase across the board, most notably in the top 20 at least, Litecoin and Ethereum Classic. That's what I was looking for there. Also VeChain has bumped in. Basically, I'm looking at here, Bitcoin's up 7%. Anything above 7% is outpacing Bitcoin. If it's below 7%, it's pretty much going the opposite direction. It's only going up a touch in dollar value because Bitcoin is moving, whereas the particular altcoin against Bitcoin is dropping. That's why it's not keeping pace with it. So if you want to keep your dollar value up and your Bitcoin value up, you want to see the coins which are growing faster than Bitcoin in the last 7 days, whatever time period you're looking at. So Bitcoin approaching 200 billion again, our price of $11,600 on the Bitfinex chart live. We're at 11,460, and it's come above one of the resistance points, the trend lines anyway, that we have been watching for quite some time, well, since at least the start of this channel. But you know, we've been watching this. If you've got any idea about popping some basic trend lines across your chart, that's where we're looking. So let's drop this down to a 12-hour chart so that we're on a bit bigger time frame than a 4. You can see we've just connected the major highs that we saw after that first, well, that's the first lower swing top. We've got a major swing top here, so that the next lower top, and that has seen the market come above that. That's very short term is bullish, but on a daily chart, so if we hit one day, we want to see the market close above that line, go up again maybe a little, come back, sit on that trend line, just as a sign of, you know, just testing it before we move up again. And then the next levels I'm seeing are around that, just a touch under 13,000, so the 50% fib from the high to the low. The recent low of 6 grand and the high there around 20. So the midpoint is 13,000. Midpoints are very important, as we've been talking about. So far we're not seeing any ridiculous euphoric buying, which we can tell from the Bollinger Bands. So you can see that the market, I'll zoom in a bit so you can see that the market is staying within the bands. Usually when it gets a little bit too hectic, it pushes out and comes back in. Look at that. You can see, you can go back and test that for yourself. I highlight the line, so that's the bottom of the Bollinger Band, the blue squiggly line, and then the top of the Bollinger Band's above. The yellow line is the exponential moving average, so I've got that set on 20 days. And that's just like a nice medium point as well. So highs, lows. We can see back here in mid-January, the market closed outside, pushed back in, came back to the midpoint, didn't like that, came back to the bottom of the Bollinger Band, came back to the midpoint. It failed twice at the midpoint, and it took off to the south. It closed outside of it once, and that was where we got our low. Closed outside, turned around, and then we're back the other direction. So I would probably look to see the same thing happen here. We're at the top of the Bollinger Band, we might have a reaction off that, we might come back down to the midpoint, which is this yellow line. So wherever that shows up on the following day, so at the moment, if you put the cursor over there, if you're doing this on your own chart, put the cursor over that section there. The yellow line is the exponential moving average, and you can see, I can't move the cursor, but if you look in the top left of the corner, it's at around 9,960. That will move, that's, you can see it's playing around because it's just keeping up a live count. So as the market moves around, that number will move as well until that day has completed. So if I go back on the previous day, now that number stays the same, but this one changes around. So we could come back to test around 10,000. I'm thinking around this 10,200 level, 10,400, and possibly push up again to that 13,000 before we see just a little bit more time to play out before we decide north or south, up or down. That's what I'm looking at Bitcoin at this point. So really the action from here, and I always like to have an action, something actionable, even if it is just sitting on your hands in the meantime. Like I've said, I'm building another position, so it's just dollar cost averaging in. As we go up, I like to just taper down how much I'm putting in, and as we go down, I pick it back up. But I've got a figure in mind of how much I want to put in. I hope you're doing the same if you're looking to enter a new position into Bitcoin, and then obviously use that Bitcoin to buy yourself some other altcoins at some point. It's always better to buy cheap money, so that's all we can do at this stage. So that's the action plan for me here. Question for you guys is, what are you doing while you are watching Bitcoin run up from 6,000 to 11,500? So it's nearly doubled in 2 weeks. Question is, what are you guys doing in this point in the market? So I'll leave you with that for now, and thank you so much for watching me again on the Crypto Byte channel. You know where to find us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bells, all that good stuff. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I will catch you at the next video. But until then, take care and peace out.